This video about the assessment process explains the steps involved in participating in assessments completed by the North Carolina Rated License Assessment Project. This assessment process was established in 1999 as part of the North Carolina Star Rated License System to better define the quality of childcare in the state and to assist parents in evaluating the quality of their childcare options. Assessment scores are used by the Division of Child Development to award points in the program standards portion of the two-component license. Participating in assessments is voluntary and allows child care centers and family child care homes to receive feedback that can be used for improvements in quality over time. More detailed information about this process can be found on our website and in the video guide. The environment rating scales are used to assess the child care environment. The scales consider many different characteristics that contribute to the overall quality of experiences that children have in childcare. The assessments are conducted by educated and highly trained assessors who have degrees in early childhood education or a closely related field and also have experience working in various aspects of childcare. Let's meet some of the assessors.
My name is Sarah. I have a degree in early education and I've been a home provider for 10 years.
My name is Marnie, and I've been working in early childhood education for about 18 years. I started with a bachelor's degree in psychology and a minor in special education, and I recently completed my master's of education.
Hi, my name is Kathy. I've been working with children for about 16 years, and I've been an assessor for about 6 years, and my background is in child development and family studies.
I'm Sarah. I'm a Level 2 assessor. I've been assessing for about 2.5 years. Before that, I worked in the classroom as a toddler teacher and a pre-K teacher. I've also worked in R&R with technical assistants and behavior specialists.
I enjoy being an assessor because I like to be able to travel around and see different programs and see the good ideas and the good work that people are doing with children across the state. And I'm glad to be able to provide an objective picture of those programs to the providers so that they can make decisions on improving the quality of care they're providing.
Since I've been a provider myself, I enjoy going out to the classrooms and helping providers feel more comfortable with the process.
The purpose of this video is to orient providers to the process of participating in rated license assessments. Let's look at the process in more detail. The process is initiated when a program and their child care consultant decide that they are ready to apply. The child care consultant sends a request to NCRLAP, then the schedulers make the scheduling call. Here, Morgan contacts the program.
Hi Sydney, my name is Morgan. I'm calling from the Rated License Assessment Project, and the reason I'm calling you this afternoon is that your child care consultant has sent in a request for my office to come do an ITERS and ECHRS assessment at your program.
Okay.
And I was calling to set up that observation date with you. Do you have a few minutes we could do that?
Oh, sure.
Okay, now did your consultant explain to you all the 4-week scheduling window and how that process works?
Yes, she did.
Okay, your 4-week scheduling window is going to begin Monday, January 26th. And it's going to end Friday, February 19th.
Okay.
Okay, now during that 4-week time frame, your facility can block out up to 5 dates. That would not be a typical normal day for us to come to your program to do your observations.
The purpose of the call is to verify program information and to set the scheduling window. Because the rating scales are primarily observation-based tools intended to reflect children's daily experiences, it is important that assessments occur on a typical day. Therefore, the events occurring during an assessment should represent typical practices and routines in a classroom, including normal staffing patterns. Special events such as field trips, special programs or visitors, or parties should be taken into consideration when blockout dates are set.
On February 19th, we have a dentist who's going to be in the 4s and 5s class.
Okay, and is that going to be in the morning or the afternoon?
That'll be in the morning, too.
It will be. Okay. All right, and are there any other days during that time frame that you're aware of? That was a typical scheduling phone call for a child care center. When scheduling a family child care home, we verify slightly different information about the facility. We verify number of children enrolled, ages of the children, and attendance schedules. We also verify provider information as well as any additional staff that may be employed at the program.
After the scheduling call, a packet is mailed to the program. This allows the program to prepare the necessary paperwork prior to the start of the assessment window.
In the packet, you will find a confirmation letter. You will also find forms such as the teacher information form, a classroom information form, and in the paperwork you'll have also a scheduling brochure and a quick reference brochure. We also ask that you attach a daily schedule with your teacher and classroom form at the time of the assessment. If by chance you lose the forms, you can download these forms off of our website. We ask that you have this information completed and filled out by the time of your assessment.
The assessor or assessors arrive in the morning except for SACRS assessments during the school year. Sometimes one assessor will complete a classroom observation, but other times two assessors complete an observation together in the same room.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're with the North Carolina Rated License Assessment Project. We're doing your assessments today. I'm Marilyn.
A process of random selection is used to determine which classrooms are assessed in a child care center.
And I'm doing the ITERS assessment. Do you have the paperwork from my Greensboro office?
I do.
Okay, great. Let's go.
And have you been through this process before?
Yes.
Okay, so you know we're going to do a random selection between the ITERS groups and the ECHRS groups?
Yes.
When I come into your classroom, I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm also going to ask you for the paperwork that we have provided for you. Then I'm going to also let you know that, I want to see a typical day for your group, regular day. I'm also going to ask you if you have any questions for me, and if you do, it's fine for you to ask me questions. And if I'm in an area during the assessment that you need to get into with your children, it's okay for you to ask me to move out of that space.
The assessor or assessors enter the classroom and introduce themselves to the teaching staff.
How are you? Hi, I'm Marilyn.
I'm Marissa.
How are you? Fine. Good.
Occasionally there is a group activity going on, and the assessor will wait for this to end rather than interrupting the activity.
I'll be taking a lot of notes, so you'll see me doing a lot of writing. And I also move around the classroom and just look at different toys and materials, and I will try and stay out of your way. So if I kind of get on your way, just kind of let me know if I'm in your way, okay?
All right.
All right, great.
Programs often use the assessment process to make quality improvements. I recommend that if they decide to make any changes, to make those changes well before the scheduling window. This will allow time for the children and staff to adjust and also decide if those changes work well.
The observations for ITERS-R, ECHRS-R, and FICRS-R are at least 3 hours, but it is not uncommon for these assessments to last longer depending on the program's schedule. The SACRS assessment for after-school care lasts at least 2 hours. Assessors move about the classroom as needed. They try to stay out of the way of children and teachers while still collecting the information they need to score the scale properly. Assessors document the learning materials in the classroom, information about activities and transitions, interactions between the children and between the teachers and children, and routine care and sanitation practices. This means that they are writing notes throughout the observation. Teachers should be assured that notes taken by the assessor are not an indication of a problem, but rather a necessary process to document the observation so that correct scores can be assigned.
My main advice for the interview is to understand that we understand that it is a nervous time for teachers, but we want to, as much as possible, to put you at ease and to let you know that we're not there to trick you. We want to gather as much information as we possibly can so that we can score accurately.
After completing the observation, the assessor conducts a teacher interview during rest time for the ITERS-R, ECHRS-R, and FICRS-R assessments. The interview typically occurs outside the classroom to prevent the teacher from being distracted by classroom duties. For family child care providers, accommodations are made so that the provider can supervise and respond to the needs of children.
How long have you worked with this group of children?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, almost 2 years. Okay. Would you say this morning was a typical morning?
Yes.
Okay.
During the interview, Marilyn asks Marissa to provide more information about classroom activities.
Okay.
And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
When all the assessments are complete, a summary report is sent to the child care consultant, who contacts the program and arranges to review the reports with them.
On items that you have scored low or that are licensing violations,
we're going to go through some documentation, and you're going to come up with a plan.
Okay.
And if you have any questions about those, we can ask for clarification from the assessors.
The reports can be useful tools to acknowledge program strengths and consider any areas needing improvement. Here, the consultant acknowledges high scores and then reviews lower scoring items with the director.
The teacher stated that the children do not go outdoors to play on days when it's muddy.
That's right. The way our playground is, it gets really muddy sometimes, and our families do not want their children to come home with muddy clothes on. Does that not meet the requirement?
No, it does not meet the requirement. What we need to do is come up with a plan so that this can be implemented. Now, there are things that you can do to help with that, help get your parents to buy into that. You could provide boots for them to wear in the mud. You could also, rope off part of that playground where it's muddier, like the lower part, and you could play maybe on the upper part of the playground so it's not so wet. Another thing that you could do is you could modify your schedule so that if it's rainy in the morning, you go outside longer in the afternoon, or if it's too hot, in the afternoon, you would go outside early in the morning. Research shows that there are many health benefits for toddlers, to have active physical play outdoors. Plus, I think you'll find that the teacher's day will go smoothly and there'll be less behavior issues.
I think that makes sense.
Okay. And then the next item would be item 30, and you see that that scored low also because of that going outside. So you would meet that requirement and score higher there too.
So it impacts other stuff too.
This program received a low score because their reported practice did not meet the requirements for outdoor play daily when the weather permits. The director of this program was able to share this information with staff and parents so that the schedule for outdoor play now meets these requirements. Children go outside unless there is active precipitation or a public announcement related to unsafe weather conditions. Participating in the assessment process for the star-rated license allows child care centers and family child care homes to receive detailed feedback so that long-range goals can be developed to implement a quality improvement plan. The process also affords programs the opportunity to increase their star rating so that their license better represents the quality of care that they provide. The star-rated license system serves to recognize child care programs that strive to meet higher voluntary standards and is dedicated to increasing the quality of care for children in North Carolina.